Hello guys, how you doing? Thank you for watching and please subscribe if my videos make some sense to you. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace a broken screen for an iPhone. This video can work for iPhone 6, iPhone 7, all iPhones that have the fingerprint. This video can work for you. So if you're a technician and you want to share my knowledge, please get closer. As you see, this screen is already broken. It has a line and the sensors are dead. You understand, eh? They're not working properly. They're not responding properly. Some part is working, some part is black. It's broken basically. So I'll switch off the phone. It's important already switch off the phone. Now we are going to dive into the process. It's very easy. Not hard, but it's better if you have some technical knowledge, slight technical knowledge. The iPhone has 2 screws near the charging port. You always have to unscrew them. There are 2. They hold the whole housing of the phone. Actually, the front part of the phone is held by only 2 screws. I'm always using this magnet to make sure my screws don't get lost because they're very tiny. So I'll unscrew the 2. Put them aside. All iPhones have those 2 screws. If you're a technician, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So we can easily remove the face. So it depends on whatever I use. Sometimes I use a surgical blade. the hospital surgical blade, you see it on my table. Sometimes I use it and it's okay, but it scratches. So you remove the screen or the upper part. We have to always disconnect the battery. It's important whenever you're dealing with any gadget that has a battery. Whatever you do, always first disconnect the battery. Remove the power, the energy that can shock the motherboard, and then you get a much bigger problem because if battery is connected, there is always energy running in the phone. So any connection in the motherboard can cause a short circuit, and you could lose something else. So what I always prefer doing is I remove the battery first. Now that is exactly what I'm doing. Now the battery is disconnected. I'll disconnect the upper part of the phone, of the screen. It has the proximity sensor, it has the earpiece, and it has the camera. So you remove it too. It's very easy because now these are like fiber cables. They're fibers. You just press in, then click the locks. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the fingerprint. Now this is the broken screen. I have to remove that fingerprint because it has to work on the new screen. Remember, the new screen doesn't come with a fingerprint sensor. We have to remove it. That will be the next step. That will be the next step. So I'll unscrew it. Keep these screws safe. Keep them safe. They're very important. We don't want to lose any of them. We don't want to lose any. Yeah, if my videos at least give you a hint, they may not be perfect, but if they give you a hint, hit the subscribe button, give me a like, support my channel. Now this is the brand new screen. Sorry. That is the brand new screen. It comes with the fibers. I'll have to first try to fix it on. Let me first I have to first test. Sorry for that. I need to first test and see if really this screen works, because we can't just put back the phone together before checking to see if the screen works. So we need to first fix it back and switch it on. Now when I switch it on, you see the screen is clear, perfect. The new screen is just okay. That is important. You don't just put a screen, then you screw back everything before confirming the screen works. Now you can take a closer look. The phone is fine. And you can see it's responding just fine. Now this is a replaced part. It's nice work. So far we can tell the new screen is working just fine. So we power off the iPhone. Then again we disconnect the battery. We again disconnect these fibers because we have to bring our parts in now. I'll place them back. Battery must be off. Don't forget that. The battery must be off. So now you see I bring back our components, put them back. Sorry. That is the fingerprint. I'm putting it back. Wow. You know, these things you need to be careful, take your time, relax. And after very many tries, after trying on very many things, very many phones, finally you get it perfectly well. So now let's say this is for beginners. These screws are also very sensitive, like you see. Please subscribe, please like, give me a like, support the channel. All right. So we have to now is like I told you, the proximity sensor, the earpiece, everything is up here. We have to remove it from the old, dead or broken screen and transfer it to the new screen. Now that is exactly what I'm doing right about now. That is what I am doing. iPhones are a very beautiful thing. I find iPhones very perfect, in my opinion. I think iPhones are the best phones. Well, that's my opinion. It's not conclusive. If you love Samsung, if you love Huawei, whatever you love, Sony, it's okay. But in my opinion, I think iPhones are the best phones. Okay. Take a closer look at this. And you realize that the brand new part, there are some small items or some small components that don't come with a brand new. And you have to pick them from the old phone, the old screen to the new one. Like some small rubbers, some different things that hold the parts together. So you have to be very careful when you're doing this. Now I'll bring back our part and put it back. The camera is also on there. Please do this carefully and slowly. Yeah, this is Simon from D1 Telecom. I'm doing this for my fellow technicians. And my friends always ask me, guys who like to learn, sometimes if you don't have time to come to my workshop, you can, look at these videos and they can be handy. They can help you in your journey, in your technical journey. Yeah, so once this part is, once I place the part back and I am sure it's now firm, I can now start screwing back and putting it in place. Well, once you start opening and operating on these iPhones, with time you realize that once what looked a little bit complex in the first place now becomes a little bit easier. A little bit easier, Yep. Now, it's fixed, it's firm. All the fibers are fine, they're intact. As you see them, all 4 of them. Now we go back to our phone and place it back. I try to zoom in and see if you guys can see. And you realize they're very easy to fix. You don't have to use any force, any pressure. No. They're like plug and play. If I'm having the word right, it's just like plug and play. Then we have to put back our battery. Now the fingerprint is fixed. The proximity sensor is fixed. The earpiece is fixed. The camera is fixed. The phone is now just good to go. But still, at every point, you have to, before you, like I told you, before you put the phone together, you always have to check if the phone really has worked. Because you could have missed a step. You could have made a mistake. Like, you feel me? You always have to test. Now, you're going to test the fingerprint. If it works. Or if it's okay. But now, you can see the screen is fine. Perfectly fixed. Music. Everything is just right. The fingerprint can take us back to the home page or the home screen. So we have no doubt the fingerprint is now working. The cameras are just fine. The back camera, you have to test it. The front camera, you have to test it. The back camera is fine, working just perfect. You have to test everything before you put the phone back together, before you screw it together. Yep. Now that is it. That is the phone. Basically, I think you have a clue. This may not be perfect information for you to, get the whole thing right the first time, but at least now I can say you have a clue on what we are doing, on how we do it. Next video, I'll be showing you how to replace the battery, but it's also easy. It's not hard. Not hard at all. Wow, I love it. I love it. So I'll now screw back everything. All screws that are needed to be put back, I'll put them back. I'm fixing the battery firmly right now. Wow. That is all iPhones that use that fingerprint, all iPhones that have the button in the middle, this process works just fine. It works just all right. You understand what I'm talking about? This process is just fine. That is how you do it. You just have to be careful, take your time, have all your tools ready, have everything on deck, and start right away. So I'll get our last 2 screws, the ones that are in the bottom of the iPhone. Fix them back. They're very tiny, very small. You've got to be very careful when you're working with them, when you're handling them. You just got to be very careful. Fix them back. Fix them back. Then power on your iPhone. Test it the very last time. Make sure everything is okay. Actually, what you have to do is sometimes you have to make calls. You call it, make sure that the earpiece is fine. Then you speak through the mouthpiece. Make sure the mouthpiece is fine. Though we didn't touch it, it's on the board. Up. Now you see, everything is just perfect.